Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at how the TEQ Mighty Mask unit does in the Majin Buu Saga Esbr. Now of course the TEQ Mighty Mask unit is the first Super Strike unit to receive their Dokkan Awakening and Easy A on Dokkan Battle Global, and barring their link set, I think the actual premise of the unit is pretty good. We'll talk about link set and categories just now. We touched on it in the review, which you can see in the top right hand corner. This is a 100% so a rainbow TEQ Mighty Mask unit. Their biggest issue, link set, but in terms of passive they're actually constructed pretty nicely. They have attack and defense of 100%. They gain an additional attack and defense of 50% when performing a super attack. They also have an additional defense and medium chance of evading enemy super attack when facing one enemy. And then they do 50% extra attack and launch an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. So we're going to see how well they do here. Obviously we are facing 2 or more units, so we're going to get the 50% attack bonus over the 50% defense. But we'll get an interesting glimpse at just how well they do overall. I think, in hindsight, if they just had something like maybe +3 key in their passive, or plus even 2 key in their passive, would have helped them out quite a bit. Their only real link is shattering the limit for key, and so that does kind of hurt them a little bit. But a decent attack stat here, pretty nice damage. We can launch an additional one as well. And launching additional attacks does help us. We do raise attack and defense for 1 turn, so it would be helping us, but that was a good showing. Also single digits with an item, very solid. Not huge, not huge to take single digits with an item, but still very good. It means that they're at least defensively sound if you're someone who's using an item. Obviously maybe a type disadvantage super attack might affect them quite a bit, but I think overall they look pretty solid so far. The damage is pretty good, which I think is good. They could possibly hit 3 million with slightly better links, maybe a support on their rotation in this setting. Firing off multiple 3 million super attacks is pretty good for a free-to-play unit. You have to consider that they are free-to-play, so they are pretty good from that perspective. In terms of the unit, like we mentioned in the review, and we'll bring it up again here, but link set is really their biggest hindrance, I think. So World Tournament Reborn's just not common enough. Bombardment's just not good enough yet. Super Strike just isn't great, and Blazing Battle just isn't great. It's like four links which are just not terrible on their own, like in certain teams, but just in general aren't great, considering how you might want to use this unit and what teams currently you might want to use the unit on. That, and also the fact that they're only on World Tournament and Majin Buu Saga, means that you can only really use these guys in a couple stages really to complete challenges, or to finish events. If they had been on youth as well, I think that would have also been good, or maybe even joined forces. I know technically Mighty Mask, the character, was an adult that entered the World Tournament, but yeah. By the way, pretty decent there, 92k, without an item, which honestly isn't that bad, and plus the fact that we had some evasion as well, it's pretty good. You can see that evasion kicking in against one enemy, which is quite strong. I think for a ESBR type of event, or an SBR type of event, or even just for some middling events like maybe Infinite Dragon Ball History, or for some of the Infinite Dragon Ball History events, maybe the first LGE GT, I think this unit will be fine. I think overall they are more than fine. Their defense will be pretty solid. They have the evasion against single target units, which is great. They do decent damage as well. I think just having +2 key, like if you saw in that situation there, we only have shattering the limit as a key link. So when we don't get shattering the limit, it's just almost impossible for us to actually do anything. And I think that is one of their biggest hindrances. So I mean, even here, like, we are still 4 ki away from getting a super attack, which isn't like the greatest situation to be in. But with that being said, they still are, it's still a very solid unit that does decent damage. I mean, look, decent damage, evasion was here, extra defense. So yeah, I think overall they're very, very good. Just a bit limited. I think the limitations on them are a bit hectic from their link perspective and from their category perspective, which is consistent with what we saw in the review. They're not necessarily a bad unit in any way, shape or form. From a design perspective, I feel like they're pretty decent. I think they could have had the additional defense while facing 2 enemies. I feel like that's not really something that was needed to drop off. And yeah, but overall, like, I just think they're just hindered by that link set. I think overall they're super duper solid, and they really are like a unit that was designed well. I just think they didn't take into account things like the lack of key links and the limited categories. Because for me, when a unit's on only 2 categories, I know the potential is down the line for them to receive like more categories, especially when it's a unit that's received its Dokkan Awakening and Easy A at the same time. I think they can just go a little bit more intense with how they upgrade the unit. Like, I think they can do a little bit more. They can make the unit a bit crazier, a bit better, a bit more nuts, a bit more wild, and yeah, I think overall they could definitely have made them a bit better. But with that being said, I think they're still pretty good. I think they're pretty great. We're gonna test out their defense here after they super, and we're gonna see how much they take. And yeah, I think this was a good showing from them. I think they did good damage. They could definitely find place on a team as a floater, for sure. It's a shame we didn't get a double super attack here. Would have really helped out just in terms of defense. But 51k on a type disadvantage is honestly not so bad. Like, they're pretty decent. I think they are a little bit like underestimated or a bit like hated on. I think they did pretty well. So for me, I'm gonna say good job, really solid, and yeah, I think from that perspective, I think they did great. And if you do want to use them, if you feel the need that you have a hole missing in your Majin Buu Saga team, you can pick them up. But that's gonna be it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or leave a comment, and I'll try and reply back. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.